don't forget that you still need to put in the work. A lot of people say that they want to be something, go down a certain path. I don't care what it is you want to be, but are you willing to put in the work and sacrifice what it takes to get there? That's the real question.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Sideline Stories. Today I'm here with Kevin Tarca, founder of the Kreation Talent Agency and podcast host. How are you doing today, Kevin?
What's happening, Brendan? I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. Thank you for taking the time. Can you just start with a quick introduction of yourself?
Sure. Yeah. My name is Kevin Tarca. I grew up in New Jersey. Went to a public high school here, Montgomery High School, for 4 years, and had the aspirations of playing college basketball. So played 4 years. I walked on at Quinnipiac University up in Connecticut, and then after graduating, I've spent the past decade plus in many different aspects of the sports industry. I majored in finance and economics at Quinnipiac, which again usually makes me sound smarter than I am, but just knew I wanted to stay on the sports side, connected to there somehow. And yeah, I've spent some time at a sports marketing firm, and then made the shift over to the talent representation side, which led me to down several paths, but eventually creating, pun intended, Kreation Talent Agency. I host a podcast and just trying to figure it out one day at a time, like everyone else in this crazy industry.
For sure. I appreciate the intro. And I think starting on the representation and sports agency side of things is kind of where I want to start, because I'm sure you get this all the time. You have people reaching out to you. A lot of the kids that reach out to me that are maybe in college or in high school or in grad school, it seems like everybody wants to be a sports agent these days. So can you just talk a little bit about, your personal journey to, becoming the founder of Kreation Talent? Did you always want to be an agent, or is it something that, you said you were working as in the sports kind of marketing industry and then you shifted over? So can you just talk about how all the journey to arriving at creating Kreation Talent Agency?
Sure. I think it was a handful of different reasons. I mean, in college, probably similar to a lot of the kids that reach out to you and myself, I thought it was cool. Like, it looked cool, right? I watched Jerry Maguire one time, and I was like, oh wow, being a sports agent would be awesome. There's dope perks. They make a lot of money. They go to games and they hang out with athletes, right? So I think that was really just like a seed that was planted.
Mhm.
But from a more practical stance, I mean, I knew that my skill set, my communication skills, my management skills, and obviously being a college athlete and being around the game, I understood the game, and I understood some of the aspects that my teammates or athletes that were going to the next level, needed, and the help that they needed. And then I just wanted to kind of combine that with again, like my background and my skill set. So that's really where the seed was planted. I definitely did not. It didn't happen overnight. I didn't start my own company because I had all my shit together, or I thought I was the best agent. It was actually quite the opposite, right? I didn't know anything, and I just didn't get an opportunity at a bigger agency. So my first, like, getting my feet wet was at a smaller agency out in Los Angeles, where I got to kind of go through the pre-draft process with some of the guys that they had, and just learn the ropes a little bit. And so after that process, I kind of took a different path, and I got a master's degree in Europe, which again was kind of a break in that. But leading back to after that, for Kreation Talent Agency, I just didn't get an opportunity at a bigger agency to get paid or have a job to do that. So I just jumped off the cliff and hoped that I would get my wings before I hit the ground and just kind of learn that way. So yeah, if you ask 20 different agents, I think they'll probably give you 20 different definitions of what an agent is and what they do, because the industry now is it's changing quickly, and there's so many different aspects and parts of the job.
What was your experience like going from growing up in New Jersey to playing Division I basketball at Quinnipiac? And how did those 4 years of, being a Division I student athlete shape you and kind of help with, life after sport?
Yeah, that I mean, for everyone, I think everyone that wants to play basketball or a sport at the next level. Like everyone's dream is to become a Division I athlete, right? And for me, if you're in the audience, I'm 5'10" on a good day, and 150 pounds soaking wet, right? Not even in high school, right? So I'm not your typical statute of a highly rated recruit for that level, at least physically, and even skill wise. Like I was pretty solid in high school, but I was trending that Division III path. But when I saw the campus, and obviously I had those aspirations of playing at that level, um, it was a no brainer for me, right? Like I wasn't guaranteed a spot on the team, but that walk on experience and trying out for the team was a challenge and a risk of not making it that I was willing to take. And yeah, those 4 years, I mean, I grew so much as a player. Obviously, I mean that going Division I basketball for people that watch it on TV who haven't been able to be in person with athletes and humans of that physical statute is, I mean, it's yeah, it's very different. I mean, like the level of high school basketball at a public school, um, even in AAU, like being around the top of the top in high school in New Jersey, going to Division I is just very different. So I had to obviously level up my game. It took me a while to adjust to that, but just the experience and being around the ins and outs of a Division I program, and being around the coaches and the leadership that I had, that I was able to learn from, building those relationships with my teammates, whether it was in practice and or going on a trip abroad. It was an amazing experience. I wouldn't change it for anything. And although I didn't necessarily get to play as much as I wanted to, right? I tell people all the time I had 7 career points, not 7 points per game, 7 total career points. But it's shaped me into who I am today, and it presented challenges and adversity that I think helped me and will help me for the rest of my life versus that short period of time of maybe going to a Division III school or somewhere else where I could play. So I wouldn't change that experience for the world.
I really appreciate you coming on, sharing your insights. It's been great to learn more about you. At this time, the floor is yours, and anything you want, go for it. And also, please let us know where to find you to follow along with your journey.
Cool. I mean, yeah, I just now I'm starting to think about more advice to give, and I think the last thing I'll say is just even if you find that path that makes you happy, don't forget that you still need to put in the work, right? A lot of people say that they want to be something, or say that they want to, go down a certain path, whether it's, hey, I want to be a pro, or I want to be an agent, or I want to be a coach, or I want to be a scout. I don't care what it is you want to be, right? But are you willing to put in the work and sacrifice what it takes to get there? That's the real question. And are you willing to do that, better than the person next to you? Because it is a competition, right? If it was easy to be an NBA player, if it was easy to be an agent, if it was easy to be a lawyer, everybody would be that. Everybody would be making millions of dollars. So that's that last thing I want to double down on, is make sure that you're ready to put in the work that is matched. That work ethic is matched to your dreams. Yeah, and no, I appreciate you having me on. I mean, you can follow me. I mean, the easiest is probably my personal stuff. It's just at Kevin Tarca on Instagram. I post a lot of stuff there. You can find Kreation Talent Agency links there. Obviously, the podcast is Sports Business Secrets, and I write a lot of blogs. So www.kevintarca.com. I write a lot about all of this. So if you're someone that doesn't like listening to information, I do a lot of writing as well. So you can find me there, and yeah, I'm happy to help if I can.
Cool. Thank you so much, Kevin. I really appreciate your time. And guys, make sure to follow along to his journey with Kreation Talent Agency, the podcast, the blog, all of it. And we look forward to seeing what you accomplish soon.
Thanks, Brendan.